challenging and beautiful. What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I am your host, MICFURY, and I make informative videos just like this one. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And with that being said, guys, here's my fast review for Undungeon. Undungeon is a gorgeous action RPG that uses its popular game mechanics along with its presentation to impress the audience. At times it's a little Souls-light, at times it's a little bullet hellish, and at times it is a post-apocalyptic wasteland within the metaverse. And boom, that's what the game is. At the start of the game, it starts off with your creation, the Herald, who is tasked with the fate of the metaverse after several Earths collided into one in an event called The Shift. Starting off with the low points, reading. If you don't like reading, then you're going to be doing a lot of it in a good amount because a lot of the story is not told within cutscenes. It's actually told while reading. So to understand a lot of these characters, to understand your tasks, to understand anything and anything at all, you're going to have to read. Next up is sound. I do like the soundtrack, but there is a lack of voice acting and a lot of the repetitive special effects do leave a lot to be desired. After a while, it wears off its welcome because you'll be doing a lot of the same attacks and a lot of them have same effects along with the other enemies and their attacks and so on and so forth. Now, the midpoints, the story is a bit confusing due to its sci-fi source material with unique and confusing takes on what this metaverse is and what it exactly stands for. It is intriguing, but you do have to take your time with the dialogue to fully understand what exactly is going on. So that's definitely a midpoint. And then secondly, combat. Now imagine it is a little bit, like I said, a little bit of Dark Souls, a little bit of bullet hell, a little bit of, I guess, an RPG hack and slash. It's a little bit of all of that. So it's fast, it's challenging, it's fun. Like I said, hack and slash with a little bit of range and a lot of depth, but it needs a little bit of work. Let me explain. So it's a combination of the bullet hell elements and a bit of Souls gameplay, more like a Souls-light, if you will, instead of a Souls-like. It's difficult to a certain degree, but it's mainly because of a specific mechanic where enemies get buffs every time they hit you. So the game really rewards you for not getting hit at all. Because if you do and they happen to get maybe a 1 or 2 hits on top of you, they'll be very hard to beat. Now, this also leads me to another issue with the combat where if you're fighting a boss, even though they're unique boss encounters and they're supposed to be memorable, they're not as difficult as mob enemies. Because if you're fighting mobs and there's multiple projectiles coming towards you, then the odds of you getting hit is more likely, and therefore a lot of the mobs getting a lot of that buff that is integrated into the actual gameplay, that becomes an issue where now everybody has a buff and it's only you by yourself, maybe with one companion. That is the issue with the actual gameplay itself. It is fun combat. There's a lot of really cool things here, along with what we're gonna get into, the crafting system and the RPG elements and the leveling up and the actual body parts that you can get. But there's also an issue with that mechanic being in place. And finally, the high points. And this is where you're gonna find a lot of enjoyment. The presentation, by far, Undungeon is one of the best looking games of 2021. This colorful pixel art style, it's absolutely gorgeous. Add to that the enemy design and the different characters that you get to meet in the hub. The visual details in not only the enemies, the actual environments themselves, like they're all vibrant and beautiful. Like I said, one of the best looking games in every single aspect of it of 2021, in my personal opinion. Next up, it's the map. Now, multiple open worlds combined with this a little bit of wasteland exploration, fog of war over the map, and you will unlock as you proceed to new locations and you travel, help locals, get inside of side quests and trade with the different types of like caravans that you can find. And it's all useful materials littered throughout the world. And these materials are useful and help you unlock allies. And it's so dope how everything works in tandem with one another. I definitely love the fact that the map is layered like this, especially when you can find little dimensions in certain parts. I'm not gonna spoil too much of it, but let's continue. Crafting and customization. Now, this is essential for your progression because the more materials you will get, the higher level enemies you will find, and the higher level you will have to get. And you don't level up in a traditional fashion. everything is based around your gear. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you have up-to-date gear. You're gonna wanna make sure that you craft your organs and increase your stats and deconstruct items and buy weapons from the different traders like I mentioned earlier. Make sure you get the right armor, get the right cores that for the build. And this is what I love about it, because it implores you, it literally tells you, hey, create different styles to fight, because everything here is so detailed, where a particular mask that you wear can unlock these mines that you get after you dash. Like that right there is so essential. So then if you find another core that allows you to actually become invulnerable for a quick second after your dash, then that works in tandem. Like, I love that. That is so dope. I absolutely love the crafting and customization. And finally, this is an RPG element type of thing, and I love it. Choice and consequence. Now, besides the karma system, that there is a karma system in place, you'll have different choices to make. So you can forge allegiances, save villagers, and also talk your way into earning useful skills. Like, for example, I was talking to somebody, just regular, you know, a regular conversation, and I asked them to teach me something. And then he taught me something new called an autopsy, and I was able to get more organs from the creatures that I defeated, and therefore I was able to use those organs to buy off more, because again, it's actual trade. There's no real currency in the world. So when I was able to buy these organs, I was able to use those organs as a currency to trade for better items in the different caravans. Like, this is so cool. I love the fact that they integrated choice and consequence into this on both characters. That right there is so awesome. In conclusion, Undungeon is a visually impressive game. It has great gameplay. It has a lot of things going for it. In terms of an indie, this is extremely polished, extremely fun. It does have some issues here and there, but I think overall, regardless of the controversy, it is a great game. The final score for Undungeon is an 8 out of 10. I had a great time with it. I implore you to go ahead and check this out. It is on Game Pass. So let's go ahead, before I go ahead and continue, let's answer the 3 questions. Is it fun? Is it worth it? And is it for you? Is it fun? Yes, it's fun. It's challenging. For those of you who want like an indie Souls-light experience, go right ahead and grab this bad boy. It's 20 bucks. It's extremely enjoyable. And let's go ahead. I already said it's 20 bucks. What is it worth? Is it worth it for you? Yes, it is worth it. It's also on Game Pass. Check it out. It's extremely cool, and it's different. The story might not be, you know, always there, and you might not know what's going on, but definitely worth the $20 asking price. And finally, is it for you? If you like Souls-like, if you like isometric kind of hack and slash games, a little bit, I guess, of, I would say Enter the Gungeon, but Enter the Gungeon has more guns, and this has very little range combat when it comes to your particular character, unless you switch to the other character that is more based around range combat. So definitely keep that in mind, but it does have a little bit for everybody. Anybody who likes that bullet hellish hack and slash combat, definitely check it out. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and make sure to share the video. We are on our way to 10K. You can go ahead and use any of my links. I have an Epic creator code now. Make sure to check that out. And I also have an Amazon affiliate link. If you want to buy any games, use the on the Epic store, make sure to use my link. Or if you want to go ahead and buy anything on Amazon, use the link. It gives me a little bit of kickback and costs you absolutely nothing. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Links are down in the description below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting me there. $1 a day keeps the landlord away. I'm your host, MICFURY. It's been a complete pleasure. Until next time, Mike, off.